A massive human study that looked at vitamin D and the immune system was just published in the British Medical Journal in January of this year, 2022. The findings have profound impacts on how we think about vitamin D supplements. So in this video, we'll go through the background research on vitamin D, and then we'll have a detailed look at this new paper. Let's get into it. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in how our body absorbs calcium, so it helps to make sure that our bones are strong, and for a long period of time, that's what medicine focused on when it came to vitamin D. The trouble is, there are very few foods that are a natural source of vitamin D, so you can get some vitamin D from oily fish such as salmon, but most of our vitamin D comes from sunlight, and on average we need around 20 minutes of sunshine every day, with over 40% of our skin exposed, and that's what's required to prevent vitamin D deficiency. But there are a number of problems with that. If we're always exposing our skin to sunlight, we accelerate the skin aging process. But not only that, many of us work in office jobs, so we often don't have the opportunity to be in sunlight for more than 20 minutes a day. And now we've got more and more research coming out, showing that it's not just bone health that vitamin D is important for. We've got vitamin D receptors scattered all throughout our body, including our immune system and brain. And the importance of vitamin D was highlighted in a 2017 British Medical Journal paper. They showed that vitamin D supplementation, it reduced the risk of upper respiratory tract infections among all people, particularly when vitamin D supplements were either taken daily or weekly. And there are a few crucial points about that 2017 paper. It was a meta-analysis that included 25 separate trials, resulting in data from 11,000 patients. And the positive effects of vitamin D supplementation were primarily for people that already had low levels of vitamin D in their system. But there didn't appear to be much benefit for people that already had good levels of vitamin D in their body. But around 50% of the population have got low levels of vitamin D, and again it's because we're often inside working indoors. So because of that 2017 paper, and because there's a high chance that I would have low levels of vitamin D, I've been supplementing with around 4,000 units of vitamin D every day, and I've done this for a number of years. So that's the background research on vitamin D. Now let's have a closer look at this new 2022 paper. This new paper is part of the VITAL trial. So the VITAL trial is the vitamin D and omega-3 trial. So it's a nationwide, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study with a 2x2 factorial design. So let's go through what that actually means. What they're doing is that they're dividing the patients into 4 separate groups. So the first group is only taking placebo. The second group is just taking vitamin D. The third group is taking omega-3. And the fourth group is taking a combination of omega-3 and vitamin D. But here is the crucial point. The patients and the investigators don't know who is in which group. This way we can get a clear picture as to the true effects of vitamin D supplementation on health. The study involved over 25,000 people, and it followed them up for a period of 5 years. So it's a massive study and it's long term. The vitamin D dose used in this trial was 2,000 units every day. Now, we've already got some data from the VITAL trial. So this was a paper published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and it was published in 2019. What it was looking at is vitamin D supplements and the prevention of cancer and cardiovascular disease. Overall, what this paper found is that supplementation with vitamin D, it did not result in a lower chance of cancer or a lower chance of having heart attacks compared to placebo. So this trial was published in 2019. However, the new trial that we're looking at with the immune system, it's using the same population or the same data set, but it's specifically looking at autoimmune diseases. So autoimmune diseases are things like rheumatoid arthritis, polymyalgia rheumatica, autoimmune thyroid disease, and psoriasis. Let's have a look at the top line findings. So patients that were taking vitamin D, there was a 22% reduction in their chance of developing autoimmune diseases. So again, this was over a 5-year period. It was giving vitamin D to the general population and it was comparing it to placebo. What we could see is that there was a 22% reduction in the chance of developing new autoimmune diseases. That is massive. And importantly, this was a statistically significant finding. So that means that there's a high probability that what we're seeing here is a true effect. And the news appears to be even better if vitamin D is combined with omega-3. So those people that were taking both vitamin D and omega-3, they had a 31% reduction in the chance of developing new autoimmune diseases. This has massive implications for how medicine thinks about vitamin D supplements, because as one of the authors of the VITAL trial says, the VITAL autoimmune disease trial is unique not only because of the positive results, but also because it targeted the general public, not a specific high-risk group. What this is saying is that we can apply these findings to the general public. Again, because this study, it focused on the general public. It wasn't just a high-risk group. And this trial does give a strong reason for people to be talking about vitamin D supplements with their doctor. Again, a 22% reduction in autoimmune diseases is huge. Plus, the safety profile of 2,000 units of vitamin D is well established. So here we've got that the vitamin D supplements were safe and well tolerated, with no increased adverse events found. So whenever thinking about starting a supplement, it's vital to make sure that that supplement is safe. Here we've got a placebo-controlled study showing that over a 5-year period, 2,000 units of vitamin D is safe, and it does result in a statistically significant 22% reduction in the development of new autoimmune diseases. So we can see that vitamin D supplements have a powerful role to play in our immune system. For me, this study reinforces the idea that vitamin D supplements, they do have a crucial role to play. Again, many of us, we don't get enough vitamin D because we're simply not outside enough. So for me, I'm going to continue supplementing with vitamin D. Now, on the point of dose, because this is crucial, I am not advocating for mega dosing. What I'm trying to do is make sure that I'm getting enough vitamin D. So for me, I take between 2,000 to 4,000 international units of vitamin D every day, and I would not take more than that. I'm also going to continue taking omega-3 every day. So please let me know in the comment section what you thought of this video, and if you're as excited as I am about these trial results. And if you haven't already, please check out my clinical trial fundraiser for rapamycin. And a massive thank you to all of the patrons who support the channel. So until next time, thanks very much.